Hello everybody, my name is Aud and welcome back to the Aud Narrations channel. Today we're reading a story titled Ghosting Instead of Dumping. If you appreciate these videos and want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button, that way you won't miss the latest story. Alrighty, let's make a start. On the 13th of January, I caught my narcissistic spouse, assuming that's what the NS stands for, red-handed via our child who discovered that they are cheating. My narcissistic spouse continued denying until they realized I wasn't making an empty threat. Edit. They told me they were out and the clothes-filled garbage bags were out the door when narcissistic spouse got home. Then their tunes spun and gave the child a sincere apology for fucking up. Same with me. Same apology without sincerity, I felt, because just giving a blanket "my bad" isn't sincere, but claims they don't consider the emotional relationship cheating because they don't feel. Edit. NS. Narcissistic spouse does not do any research. They think they are fine as is. The claim that the narcissistic spouse has no feelings is a genuine claim that I've observed to be true over the last 20 years. They claim they never really cared about the affair partner. Well, the affair partner made the narcissistic spouse feel some type of way to make them decide to continue the affair for another 4 months after I told my narcissistic spouse to stop, and they agreed to stop and said they had. Lots of emotions and insecurities, to say the least. I wrote out a note to the affair partner yesterday and brought it to the narcissistic spouse's attention. They said, do what I have to do to feel better, so I add just a bit more, read it out to the narcissistic spouse, and sent it. The affair partner lies and denies. I slept on it, and decided this morning that the other betrayed spouse needs to be made aware. Let my narcissistic spouse know what my plan was, and again, they said, do what I have to do, but did remind me of consequences of my actions, with not knowing how the other betrayed spouse might react. I feel a ton of weight lifted. Edit. After reaching out to the affair partner and the other betrayed spouse, I'd made boundaries set. Edit. I set boundaries for both my narcissistic spouse and the affair partner. Now time will tell. Edit. Boundaries set are repeated. Any insight? They leave an edit saying, sorry for not making it clear. I did immediately reach out to the other betrayed spouse and let them know everything and sent them proof. They were suspicious but did not know that the affair was with my narcissistic spouse, who the other betrayed spouse knows personally. The other betrayed spouse expressed the affair partner was there just calling me crazy and telling the other betrayed spouse not to listen to me. The other betrayed spouse was most grateful for my sharing. The other betrayed spouse is an addict, and I am crazy with mental health issues of my own. Serving our nation comes with consequences. Of course, it's my fault for being crazy, and the other betrayed spouse for being an addict. Yes, we're so bad we deserve to be cheated on. Edit number 2. The following is what I came up with and sent to the affair partner. I was pissed, and that's the cause of the immaturity and passive aggressiveness. Affair partner, my love. It was you and your long black hair that the wayward spouse loved so much that allowed me to know that you continued the affair with the wayward spouse. Oh wait, wayward spouse didn't tell you that I told wayward spouse to end both of you in October. I can never thank you enough for your disgusting habit. At least that is what the wayward spouse thought when I had long black hair. It was our child who showed me on our child's own that you and wayward spouse were still in a relationship. Just like you have chosen to be a homewrecker, I too can ruin your life. Please stop all communication with my wayward spouse outside of work. I suggest you stop the relationship, or don't. Wayward spouse will be yours. P.S. Wayward spouse is not to be trusted. I know everything about you. Your mother-in-law situation, the other betrayed spouse, and their drug addiction, your daughter's school. Your kids are cute. Even that fat little affair partner look like a lovely life. Hey, let's see what the comments say. Someone's left a comment saying, quit advising them to do it. Now she'll have prepared him with, this wacko lady is accusing me, and even her husband says so, advising him not to respond to you. So have evidence and send it with the initial, or leave it alone. It's almost like advising a wolf that you're leaving a lamb with them, but don't bite it. Please just do it, or don't, but don't inform them, it may already be too late. Someone else has left a comment saying, I wish you the best. Remember, once a cheater, always a cheater. Are you sure you want to stay and continue with the lies and gaslighting? If it's done behind your back, they don't care about you. OP replied saying, first and foremost, thank you all for your well wishes, and thank you for caring. I agree, I don't feel cared for at the moment. In a bad mental state, I cheated in a bad way back in 2021, right in front of the narcissistic spouse and our child. The biggest regret of my life. Narcissistic spouse and I both have a history of cheating, unfortunately. Narcissistic spouse's infidelity feels worse because narcissistic spouse is without issues that affect their ability to make right-wrong choices, except for when following their genitalia. Sweet, so OP, so you both are cheating on each other, but you feel like theirs is worse. What? Pot kettle much? Someone else has left a comment saying, OP, there's some stuff to unpack here. Your post history is not much at all, and your post is all over the place. For clarity and helping us all understand it better, always include a paragraph returns when possible. You're married to a narcissist who just confessed to having two, not one, but two affairs, meaning he fucked someone beside you. In other words, he cheated. Were both times the same person? Now, can you help us all understand why do you feel a ton of weight has been lifted and new boundaries are set? Are you waiting for what? To be respected? As you can probably tell, I'm not getting the gist of your post. Are you looking to fix a problem, or are you looking to rug sweep and pretend you've accomplished something? If it's the latter, please describe what has been accomplished. Also, what was supposed by the empty threat? Clothes in a bag, so rather than a huge flare-up, he chose to appease versus just step on out? I think that's what I'm getting. And since there are no consequences and no sign of reconciliation, but your pride that you stood up, which is to be commended, by the way, you don't think this will ever happen again? You said stop, he said he did, and then 4 months later, you had another discovery day. I'm confused. What is the end game here? Game, pun intended. OP replied saying, thank you for taking the time to respond with your feedback for clarity and much provocation. Please see the edit. I've taken much of your feedback under consideration, much of it still to think about. Again, thank you so much for your perspective. OP, I'm still very confused by your post, I won't lie. Someone replied to OP saying, thank you so much. That is a whole lot better read. Also, thank you for your service. I'm also a product of Desert Storm and Shield, so I know where the craziness originates and if we're on the same page. No one deserves to be cheated on, regardless of what's going on in your home. This unfortunately is the motivation of your wayward spouse, not your craziness or the other betrayed spouse's addictions. Consequences? What are they and how are they being applied? Telling a grown man to stop seeing the affair partner and confronting the affair partner accomplishes nothing. You've got that off your chest, but what are you actually gaining? So they quote OP saying, I feel a ton of weight lifted, and they write, the affair partner does not answer to you and your wayward spouse has pretty much demonstrated his lack of respect for you. OP, you need to be honest with yourself. We don't have enough to gauge whether your wayward spouse and affair partner are planning to jump ship and branch with one another, and there isn't much in the way of consequences. Nothing that you have written has demonstrated that this affair will stop. I believe it will go further underground. Maybe it's time to focus on the true problem, the lack of respect, broken trust, lost love, and deep betrayal. What's your end goal? Someone else left a comment saying, don't hesitate to tell the affair partner's spouse. Always expose cheaters. Always. The consequences aren't your concern. They are for the people who've cheated to live with. Not sure why you stayed if your spouse blew you off for 4 months, but you do you, I guess. OP replied saying, please see the edit. And the person replied saying, wow, a cheater who deflects responsibility. Imagine that. I'm glad you told them. OP, it's a little bit messy, your post. I'm still a little bit confused as to the timeline of the story. However, it sounds like you've done something. Yeah. Sounds like you've done something to try and take back some of the control in the situation, at least feelings-wise. And I wish you all the best and best of luck with the situation. Alrighty. We'll have to finish there. So, what do you think OP should have done? What would you have done in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button. That way you won't miss the latest upload. Alrighty, we'll have to finish there. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.